All right, race fans, it's time to introduce the starting lineup for the Gold Rush 30 for the Pure Stocks. Starting in 30th position out of Ancaster, the McTier Water Graphic Design Autocate number 97, it's Megan Mitchell. Starting in 29th spot out of Caledonian, the Autocate Graphic Design Studio, McTier Water number 37, it's Rachel Mitchell. Starting 28th out of London in the BT Racing, Quarries Tire and Auto Fusion Towing, number 22, it's Sarah Penny. Rolling off 27th out of Arcona in the Broadway Service, Harrington Excavating, Posma Concrete, number 9, it's Brian Batty. Rolling off 26 out of Hamilton in the B&B Motorsports AIS Vista Security number 42, it's Leo LaBarbera. Starting in 25th spot out of Cambridge in car number 18, it's Josh Gloss. Starting in 24th spot out of Waterdown in the Gaylor Equipment Team Me number 51D, it's Dylan Peckham. Starting in the 23rd spot out of Hamilton in the Flat Broke Racing, Doc Jones Auto Q&J Roofing number 83, it's Mike Hall. Rolling off 22nd out of Troy in the Rodney Rutherford Racing, Driving with Haley, Blue Street Contracting number 7, it's Matt Young. Rolling off in 21st spot out of Caledonia in the Double Trouble Racing, Timpson's Auto Service, number 12, it's Chance Rogers. Starting in 20th position out of Burlington in the BT Racing, Quick number 50 BT, it's Mac Ingram. Starting 19th out of Port Colborne in the Tip Top Exteriors, Niagara Raw Dog Food, Jakeman's Maple Syrup, number 22, it's Jordan Fiddler. Starting in the 18th spot out of Waterdown in the Pug, number 40, it's Mark Allen. Starting in the 17th spot out of Brantford in the Driving with Haley, Blue Street Contracting, number 24, it's Haley Hill. Starting in the 16th spot out of Caledonia in the Zanata Post Hole Digging, Mega Lift Truck Limited, Sterling Honda, number 17, it's Spencer Riddell. Starting 15th out of Brantford in car number 39, it's Rob Hoskins. Starting 14th out of Beachville in the Siskins Law Firm, Doc Jones Auto Interface Testing Services, number 92, it's Craig Cole. Starting in 13th spot, pulling double duty tonight out of Erin, Ontario in the Burroughs Boys Racing, Secure Towing and Storage, Unique Signs, number 64, it's Chris Burroughs. Starting in the 12th spot out of London in the Jim's Finish Line Auto Trans, Auto Fusion Towing, BT Racing, number 30, it's Chris Lawrence. Starting 11th spot out of St. Thomas in the Radar Auto Parts, APC Brandy Point Service, number 07, it's Brody Rickwood. And now, time to introduce your top 10 starting positions. Rolling off in 10th spot out of Beachville in the Jackson Electric, Jakeman's Maple Products Interface Testing Services, number 2, it's Jordan Wilms. Rolling off in 9th spot out of Ancaster in the McTier Water, Graphic Design, Jomo Media, number 3, it's Chase Mitchell. Starting in the 8th spot out of Ancaster in the McTier Water, Graphic Design Studios, Stickers and Scuffs, number 73, it's Rick Mitchell. Starting in the 7th spot out of Dundas in the A&A Discount Auto Parts, Blue Street Contracting, Rondex Paint, number 10, it's Courtney Scott. Rolling off in 6th spot out of Flamboro in the Beer Bites, APC, BT Racing, number 6, it's Gillian Hils. Starting in the 5th spot out of Milton, Ontario in the R. Wallet Presley's Pumpkin Patch, number 90, it's Gary Slama. Starting in the 4th position out of London in the BT Racing Wilds Printing Landscape number 28, it's Joe Lawrence. Starting in the 3rd spot out of Brantford in the Driving with Haley Cool Kids Ice and Water Level Up number 28 BT, it's Cameron Thompson. Time to introduce your top row. Starting in 2nd spot out of Kitchener in the David Mast Houghton Rest Control Ivan's Auto Service number 41, it's James Houghton. And tonight's pole sitter out of Fergus, Ontario in the London Recreational Racing Caldecott Millwright Services Jennifer Hatch PC 275 Realty Brokerage, it's the 0 of Phil Givens. Race fans, that is your starting lineup for the Gold Rush 30 on tonight's Gold Rush 124. We're just getting a check here before we get ready to rock and roll. One final check from our race director here tonight. All right, drivers, on 3, 2, 1, we're going to turn these cars loose. Fans, we're going to need your help. 3, 2, 1, drivers, start your engines! All right, it's time to go pure stock racing here at Flamboro Speedway for the Gold Rush 30.
And what a field have we got here tonight at Flamboro Speedway. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Chisholm from Racetime Radio. We got Jerry Paxton down on the infield. He's going to join us in just a wee bit as Kevin Small makes his way back up to the announcer's booth. This is going to be a good one. A great night for racing here at Flamboro Speedway. 30 pure stocks on track right now. And what a beautiful field of race cars. The Bennett Pace truck starts to roll around the racetrack with the field in tow. We have about, I don't know, maybe another half hour, maybe an hour of actual daylight left. And the track is going to tighten right up. And it's going to make a big difference here today, Kev.
It's going to be an interesting one for sure. These drivers are going to go through a little bit of a transition. You know, a lot of these drivers are home track drivers, are used to kind of running at this time. But the big heater down off of turn number 2, it's going to start to set. And we'll see how much the track changes. But these drivers are ready to adapt, and we got 30 of the best pure stock drivers in the province ready to rock and roll for 30 laps. It's going to be a doozy. I'm excited. I kind of want to sit back and watch this one.
Side by side, all the way around. How about 15 rows here at Flamboro Speedway in the pure stocks for the, are these pure stocks or bones? So pure stock, right? Get called a little bit different at every track, but these here are the pure stocks. 30 laps the distance here tonight for their leg of the Gold Rush. There's a pot of gold at the bottom of this beautiful crowd here at Flamboro Speedway. So glad everybody come out. What a great way to spend a Tuesday night.
Not a better way I could think of spending a Tuesday night. It's going to be an awesome one. 30 of the best pure stock drivers ready to rock and roll. And then we're going to have the Outlaw Super Late Model portion. Just before we get started, big shout out to everyone that made this possible. The Gold Rush 30 for the pure stocks. Hogan Law, McClurkin Properties of Cambridge, London Recreational Racing, BT Racing, Dylan Sharp of Icon Era Parts all made this possible. So thanks to them. I think we're ready to go racing. The white flag's in the air. The lights are off on our Bennett GM Chevrolet Pace truck. I think it's time to turn them loose, and we're going to go racing for the first time here on a Tuesday night at Flamboro Speedway. Front row, the zero of Phil Gibbons, the 41 of James Houghton are going to lead this full field of cars to green. Down off of turn number 4, we're ready to go racing. Green flag is in the air.
And straight down into turn 1 and 2 here at Flamboro Speedway to get the night all fired up. That 0 car, Jerry, looking stout. He's the only guy that's single file on this track.
Phil Gibbons right now is way out in front. He is all alone and on fire. As they are still side by side behind him, looks like the original start. But Gibbons is stretching out that lead. He's got about 3 car lengths now on the 28 of Cam Thomson.
James out at 41. He won the Dash for Cash up at Flamboro Speedway not too long ago, so no stranger to victory lane. The 0 Phil Gibbons as well. He's got about a 2 car length lead over that 41. Lap number 2 goes up on the board.
Down into turn number 1 and 2. Still a whole gaggle of race cars still side by side. Up front, the 0 car leads this as he comes off turn number 4 back to the line. And there is 3 laps complete.
Three laps complete in this one as we continue on here. Under the green flag, the 0 Phil Gibbons still out front. Oh, big contact over in turns 3 and 4. The 39 of Rob Hoskins. The 50 of Mac Ingram make a little bit of contact in the middle of 3 and 4. We're still under the green flag. There is 30 of these pure stocks out on the speedway. There is action all over the racetrack. Behind Jerry down the back straightaway, they're 2 by 2. Even throughout the field, they're 2 by 2 in this one.
But the battle right now all up front as Gibbons starts to run away on the 41 of James Houghton. He is trying to chase him down, but with his hands full, that 28 of Cameron Thompson, he is feeling the pressure from the number 90 of Gary Slama.
We're getting a little bit of separation now, Kevin, at the front of the field. The conveyor belt is starting to form here at Flamboro Speedway.
Flamboro Speedway known to be somewhat of a one-groove racetrack, but hey, sometimes the outside groove will work, and some drivers are putting it to good use here so far. Leaders are working on some lap traffic. The 97 of Megan Mitchell, the 37 of Rachel Mitchell, the 22 of Sarah Penny, the 9 of Brian Batty, all staying down to the inside, letting the leaders race. The top 2 have tried to break away. Then it's a 3-car battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 6th would be the 10 of Courtney Scott, 7th, the 3 of Chase Mitchell. As they continue on here in this one, all action throughout the whole field here in this one. The 0 Phil Gibbons. Still out front as lap number 9 now goes up on the board. James Houghton runs in 2nd, Gary Slama 3rd. 4th is the 28 of Cameron Thompson, and that battle is a doozy for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Courtney Scott runs in 6th, Chase Mitchell 7th, 8th would be the 2 of Jordan Williams, 9th, the 30 of Chris Lawrence, 10th, the 6 of Gillian Hils, 11th, the 73 of Rick Mitchell, 12th is going to be the 92 of Craig Cole, 13th, the 07 of Brody Rickwood, 14th, the 64 of Chris Burrows, 15th, the 24 of Haley Hill, 16th, the 17 of Spencer Riddell, 17th, the 40 of Mark Allen, 18th, the 39 of Rob Hoskins, 19th, the 12 of Chance Rogers, 20th, 42 of Leo LaBarbera, 21st, the 7 of Matt Young, 22nd is going to be the 50 of Mac Ingram, 23rd, the 83 of Mike Hall, 24th, the 18 of Josh Gloss, 25th, the 51 of Dylan Peckham, 26th, the 37 of Rachel Mitchell, 27th, the 97 of Megan Mitchell, 28th, the 22P of Sarah Penna, 29th, the 9 of Brian Batty, and 30th, the 22 of Jordan Fiddler. We're still green in this one. Action all over the speedway. The 0 Phil Gibbons just coming down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. He's got some leg room over the 49 of James Houghton. But there is action no matter where you look, Jerry, down into turns 1 and 2. So Phil Gibbons down the back straightaway, down into 3 and 4. James Houghton about 2-3 car lengths in behind him. Then it's about a half straightaway back to the 3rd place runner. Oh, the 40 of Mark Allen through the grass. Right down in front of the leaders. He's going to come back up here in turns number 1 and 2. Right beside our race leader, the 0 of Phil Gibbons. That's going to close up the gap. The 41 of James Houghton now within a 2 car lengths down into 3 and 4.
And that 40 car got all tied up with the 39 back coming out of turn number 4. That's what started it. 40 came right down through the grass of the front straightaway, back out on the racetrack. No cautions, but he's got a lot of ground to make up now.
This time the leader's just past halfway, so we are flying through this 30-lap feature event. The 0 Phil Gibbons clean and green out front. Still action all over the track though. The 41 of James Hout trying to close him down into turns 1 and 2. Phil Gibbons though in that 0, a hard hit a few weeks ago here at Flamboro Speedway. Got that car put back together. That London Recreational Racing Team doesn't mess around, and Phil Gibbons running strong here in this one. James Hout trying to track him down. Gary Slama runs 3rd, 4th. 28 of Joe Lawrence, 5th to 28. It's battle of 28s for 4th and 5th as Joe Lawrence and Cam Thomson running your top 5. They are slicing their way through lap traffic in 1 and 2 off of 2 there, Jerry.
And it looks like a little bit of trouble on that number 22 machine of Jordan Fiddler as he got up on the high side of the racetrack and just backed it right off, lost about 4 spots. He's now trying to race his way back up into that top group.
So still green in this one, lap number 18. The battle for the race leader really heating up. James Hout is on the back bumper of the 0. Phil Gibbons in 3 and 4.
Looking to use that lap car, the number 39, as they come around the outside, down the front, straight away into turn number 1. On the high side, Gibbons holding on. Hout right on the back bumper as they exit turn 2. They head down the back straightaway, and there's less than a car length between them.
No matter where you look, there is action all over the speedway. I just saw them go almost 4 wide coming off of turn 4, middle of the pack, but that race for the lead is really heating up. James Hout is hounding the back bumper of that 0 Phil Gibbons. Lap number 20 goes up on the board. 10 laps to go in this one.
Talk about a tight one here at Flamboro Speedway. That 0 car is just on rails, but he's got company, Jerry.
Does he ever? He's got that 41 of James Hout riding the back bumper. He's trying to get away from him, and he can't do it. He'll stretch it out half a car length down the back straightaway. Hout in the 41 tightens it right up to the back bumper of the 0 of Gibbons. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, and now a little tap to the back end as Houghton in that 41 is a little better in turns 3 and 4. Gibbons is better in 1 and 2.
Kevin, he's going to have to make the move soon because he's going to run into the back end of the field and he won't have anywhere to go.
There is a ton of lap traffic coming up onto our race leaders. This time underneath the stripe, they'll see lap number 23 go up on the board. They're going to be in the midst of the lap traffic trying to fight for the race win in this one. Houghton all over the back bumper. Phil Gibbons looking to the inside in 3 and 4. Houghton for the race lead down to the inside. Phil Gibbons on the top. Gibbons trying to hold that momentum on the top. They're going to have the 07 of Brody Rickwood right in front of him. 6 laps to go in this one. Gibbons tries to shut the door down in 1 and 2. Still side by side for the race lead off of 2. Oh, contact!
Oh, and the 0 car spins it around off the nose of the 41. Things are going to get dusty here as the yellow flag flies.
Round 24 laps in the book, so a 6-lap shootout. Gary Slama, Chris Lawrence, your top 2. Cameron Thompson, Courtney Scott, 3rd and 4th. 5th is going to be that 3 of Chase Mitchell. 6th, the 2 of Jordan Wilms. 7th, the 6 of Gillian Hils. 8th, the 30 of Chris Lawrence. 9th, the 92 of Craig Cole. 10th, 73 of Rick Mitchell. 11th, the 17 of Spencer Riddell. 12th, the 24 of Haley Hill. Then the 07 of Brody Rickwood. 39 of Rob Hoskins, the 24 as well. This is going to be a doozy. Our Bennett GM Chevrolet pace truck pulls off. We're ready to rock and roll. Once again, the field turns over to the 90 of Gary Slama, and we're back green in this one. Gary Slama gets a good jump, and he rocket chips out to the race lead. All the problems with the 10 of Courtney Scott. She gets shuffled out as well. They're 3 wide in the middle of the pack. The 64 of Chris Burrows bouncing around in there as well. But Gary Slama out front of this one. 5 laps to go as they flash underneath the stripe. Cameron Thompson takes 2nd spot. Oh, one in hard and low. The 10 of Courtney Scott. 83 of Mike Hall. Big problems down the front straightaway. The Courtney Scott, that 10 machine. Big problems. We'll see if we stay green here in this one.
Side-by-side battle for that second spot between the 28 of Chris Lawrence, the 28 of Cameron Thomson. Lawrence took to the bottom of the racetrack. He's got the advantage as they head into turns 1 and 2. Thompson on the high side of the racetrack. He's got trouble now as the number 3 of Chase Mitchell works underneath him. And suddenly Cameron Thompson's finding himself going backwards when he wanted to go forwards a lot more.
3 laps to go, Kevin. Just 3 more circuits around Flamboro Speedway to decide tonight's Gold Rush champion for 2024 in the Beer Stocks.
Gary Slama trying to see if he can close this one out. 2 laps to go as he flashes underneath the stripe. Joe Lawrence in the 28 trying to close him down. Caution flag is going to be on the speedway. Yellow flag is going to fly here with 2 laps to go in this one. 2-lap shootout to close this one out. Gary Slama, Joe Lawrence going to duke it out for the victory here in the Gold Rush 30.
It's notable, too, for those listening in, the 0 car that got spun with 6 to go that was in the lead of the race, he's now back up into the 13th slot. That's making up ground, Jerry Paxton.
And he's got the 41 of James Houghton right beside him, so that battle is obviously not settled yet.
So our Bennett GM Chevrolet pace truck pulls off. Once again, the field turns over to the 90 of Gary Slama. Off a turn 4, green flag is in the air. Side by side, the 3 of Chase Mitchell didn't get a good start. That opens up the bottom for the 28 of Cameron Thomson. Side by side for the race lead, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4.
Chris Lawrence tried to get the jump on that restart. Couldn't do it as Gary Slama was right with them. They raced side by side, but now out of turn 4 down the front straightaway, it's advantage Chris Lawrence by about a nose on the just a handful of laps left to go here. As Chris Lawrence on the outside, going to work, trying to make it happen.
White flag in the air. They're coming down to the final checkered flag. Joe Lawrence, Gary Slama going to duke it out, and this one off the turn 4 down to the start-finish line. Checkered flag flying. Joe Lawrence picks up the win in the 28 car.
What a finish.
What a finish. Joe Lawrence picking up the win. Gary Slama on the inside comes home in second spot. Third, the 28 of Cameron Thomson. Oh boy, hold on to your hat. Side by side race for the win. And Joe Lawrence in the 28 car comes home victorious here in the Gold Rush 30. So we're going to bring the podium drivers out to the start-finish line here once the field circles around. But Joe Lawrence in that 28 car picking up the win. Oh boy, how about that one? We're going to head on down to the front straightaway for some post-race interviews as soon as the field closes out. And we're going to start to do our post-race interviews, take a little bit of an intermission break while we bring out the Outlaw Super Late models. But we're going to throw it down to Jerry Paxton down in Victory Lane with our feature winner, the Gold Rush 30 winner, the 28 of Joe Lawrence.
Well, that's got to be the most competitive pure stock race I have seen this year. A ton of side-by-side.
You know, they've still got their helmets and their masks on. You can still see the smile as they come down here to Victory Lane.
Dave Franks applying that feature win sticker above the driver's window. That's what every one of those teams wanted. Only Joe Lawrence is going to get it here tonight in the pure stocks.
They've got a lot of safety gear to get out of and off of themselves in order to get out of those cars. It is a warm night. They're looking like it, but I think that smile says it all. How about a hand for a winner, Joe Lawrence? Let's be honest. You loved that restart. You wanted that restart.
Oh, I needed that restart. Gary just pretty much owned me on the one before. So, you know, that was a ton of fun with him. You just can't get much better side-by-side racing than that. So I love just racing in general, whatever I can get behind the wheel of. There's great races to be had in any division, any track, and I'm just happy to be a part of it tonight with these guys.
Hey, when we can start 30 and finish 30, that's always a good night.
That was a great night.
Now, I know you got more than one car running in the field, but it gets confusing with all these 28s.
Yeah, that's Chris's deal. He just gives me the car to run. There he is. So I don't know how many cars he's got, but he's got more than just 28s. He's got 50s, 78s, 6s.
And they all work like this one?
I think they're all really good. They all have potential, so it's just fun to be in them.
Joe Lawrence picking up the win tonight in the Gold Rush 30 for the Pure Stocks. Now we'll talk to the guy who I already know didn't want that last restart.
No, I did not. No, I did not. No, I was having a really hard time keeping the front end under it. I was plowing up real bad. I was trying not to run him into the wall, and I guess it is what it is. It was a good run. I really didn't expect to be leading at all, let alone finish second tonight. We were definitely not the fastest car here tonight. So yeah, it's good, though. We'll take it. It was a good run.
Good night when you can run clean.
Yes, sir, and drive it on the trailer.
Driving it on their trailer, always important. Cameron Thompson bringing it home in third, and I got to say, you had your hands full all night long.
Yeah, it was that was a tough one, but we're here, so I can't complain.
I know that that little incident with the caution flag over on the back straightaway that took the two front runners out. I thought I saw a smile on your face.
You had to have. I mean, I didn't know what happened. I just saw Phil sitting backwards. I knew I'd get one spot, but two, even better.
And running from the back is always a lot more challenging.
It's a lot more fun. You just got to go through more cars.
Cameron Thompson puts it in third place tonight.